everyone, it's Adriana with LuLaRoe, Adriana Brinker. I just wanted to take a second to get online and make my very first video. I'm a little nervous about my LuLaRoe journey, which is just beginning, and my excitement and my reservations and my hopes. A little bit about me, who I am, why I'm doing this. And kind of just give you a little insight on who I am. So, like I said, my name is Adriana. It is currently January 24th of 2017, and I signed my paperwork to enter the LuLaRoe Queue on January 19th of 2017. So that was last Thursday, and it's Tuesday now, so not quite a week. The reason that it's not been quite a week is that, as I'll kind of go into later, we kind of have a crazy schedule, and I get some alone time with no kids, no one in the house, for about 3 hours once a week, and that's tonight. So I'll start off by telling you a little bit about myself and my family. I have a 6-year-old daughter and an almost 3-year-old son. He'll be 3 in about 2 weeks. I have a full-time job as a medical coder, and my office is approximately an hour away from our house. I finished school last year with my bachelor's degree from UCF, and that I ended up with about $20,000 in student loans from that because I wasn't working while I was going to school. My husband and we've been married for just about, we just celebrated our 8-year anniversary in October. So it'll be 9 years this year. I can't even believe that's so crazy. But we bought our second house this last June. So we've been here just a little over 6 months, and I love it. We have a house on about 2 acres. It's a manufactured home, but eventually someday we hope to build our own home here the way we want it. So there's a lot of freedom with that. So hopefully that'll be able to happen. A little bit about how I got to where I am today. I would say the main reason that I'm doing LuLaRoe is obviously for financial help. I mean, I love the clothes, and I love the philosophy, and I love the thought of helping other women feel beautiful. But the reality of it is that I'm thinking that this is going to be a fit for us because there's an opportunity to make some money and help my family with our bills. So about I'd say about 4 years ago, we bought our first house. Our daughter was small. I think she was about 2. And we had decided that I would stay home with my daughter because my job at that time was about an hour and a half away from where we were purchasing our home. And it didn't make sense in what I was making for me to pay for daycare and gas and tolls and everything. By the time I paid for all of that, I pretty much wouldn't have been bringing home any money. So we decided that I would stay home, and I loved it. It was so amazing to be able to spend a couple years watching my daughter grow, and in that time we had our son, and being there for him with his first words and his first steps, and it was just an amazing experience. However, it took a toll because I was not bringing in an income to help our family, and we got to the point where we couldn't afford the house any longer. We found out in November of 2014 that we were in danger of losing the home, unfortunately. So we made the decision that since we had equity in the home, that we would go ahead and cut our losses and sell, and use that equity to pay off some debt and some other stuff that we had to take care of. So we did that. We sold the house we were able to close in December of 2014. At that time, we have three dogs, so living in an apartment was not an option for us. One of our dogs is a lab, and the others are beagles, and apartments don't really look very fondly on large dogs like that. So, thankfully, my parents were able to help us out, but they live in a very small two-bedroom manufactured home. So, my husband and my daughter and my son and I, we lived in one bedroom of their home for what we thought was just going to be a few months, and um, unfortunately, it was not. Like I said, I was going to school, and I was trying so hard to find some job that would help us be able to put some money away so that we could put a down payment on a house. It just wasn't happening. And it ended up being 18 months that we were with my parents. And I appreciate every single day of that. However, living with your parents as an adult is, in my opinion, is difficult enough. When you add two small children into that, and your husband, it makes it that much more difficult. And there were definitely good days and bad days. So so we're really really happy now that we have our own place again. But that means that like I'm working full time an hour away from home. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So right now I'm sitting where I eventually am going to do my images for my business. I'm so excited. And the reason I wanted to come to you like this after work is because this is me. This is what I look like every single day. I have my hair up in like a messy bun, and I'm wearing work clothes right now, but normally if I'm not working, I'm wearing yoga pants and jeans and baggy t-shirts, and that's my life. And I think unfortunately, that's the life of a lot of moms, and it's not what I want for myself. It just kind of happened. Um, we're really busy, and we think about our family and our kids and everybody else before we think about ourselves. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to get into this as well, because I've seen the transformation in other women. I've seen their first video where they look like this and they're tired and they're not wearing any makeup and they just look like they might be at their wits' end. I don't know. And then I see their 1 month update and their 2 month update and their 6 month update, and their hair is done and their makeup is on and they're proud of themselves. And I would love that. Yeah, that's one of my big dreams for this business, is that it will allow me to have a little bit more pride in myself, I think is probably the way to say it. So, one of the things that I wanted to make sure I put on here was kind of my why. Why am I doing this? And I've done some direct sales stuff in the past, and I really have never had much success with it. And I think part of that is the way that those other companies, there's nothing wrong with them, that they were great for me at the time, but I didn't continue with them because I wasn't set up for me to succeed the way that I needed to succeed. And so with LuLaRoe, I think that the model is set up in a way that if you put in to this business, you will get out of this business. And I've seen it over and over and over again. And I cannot imagine that there are so many women that have been so successful in this business and it not be possible for everyone. I think if I'm willing to put the time and the energy into committing to make this business work, I can and I will. And that's one of my big goals, is that I will be successful in this business. And part of that, going along with that, is the financial aspect of it. We're lucky enough that we are using part of our tax return to be able to finance this business opportunity. So I'll be going into this with no debt. I know a lot of consultants that have to take out a business loan or a no interest credit card, and thankfully we're in a position where we aren't going to have to do that. So that's a huge burden off of me, um, to feel like I can. Oops, sorry, my cat decided he wanted to join us. To feel like I can grow this business the way that it will work for me without having to be so concerned about paying back a debt that I incurred to start the business. Um, so the way that looks for me is, a lot of people say financial freedom. For me, it's not financial freedom. I don't have, I don't want to say any. I don't have large goals or aspirations that this opportunity is going to replace my job in the next 6 months or even the next year. Um, I I don't think I want it to, and I don't mean that to say that I'm not excited about LuLaRoe, because I totally am. But for me, it's more financial stability, and by that I mean to be able to live like we live now, but also have that extra money to put towards my student loans, to put away to um, hopefully get a new car, to go on a family vacation, to do the kind of things that right now we can't do because we are just making enough to get by. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've been where we weren't making enough to get by. So right now, making enough to get by has been fine. But it's not what I see for my family, and it's not what I want for my children. And I want to be able to give them the world, as I think most parents do. I want them to be happy and healthy and enjoy life. And I think me being happy and healthy and enjoying life is a huge part of that. Um, and not that money is everything, because I know it is totally not, but it helps. And when you don't have to stress about your bills, or if you're going to be able to have enough money for groceries or whatever it may be every single week or every single month, it's easier to be happy and healthy and enjoy your life. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. um, I like to be one to make realistic goals and pipe dream goals. So I believe me, I have a list in my head a mile long of the things I would love to do if this business takes off and just goes crazy. But I'm also a realist, and I like to think, okay, if I have the time that I currently have to put into this and I give it my all, realistically, what could I get out of it? And so that's something I'll talk about probably next week. I'm going to try and do these videos once a week. So, um, but some of the stuff that I would love to be able to do down the line would be to pay off my student loans, to save money to purchase a new vehicle, and eventually someday to be able to build our own home on our property. So um, I hope this was, I don't know. I don't think it's helpful. There wasn't really a lot of information in it. Hopefully, maybe as I, get further in my time on the queue and I learn more, because I'm learning every day. I'm watching videos. I'm reading. I'm doing my research. I'm getting every piece of information I possibly can before I get my call, so that I'm as ready as I can be, to just hit the ground running on day one. Um, but I hope it was at least a little insightful. And maybe some of you out there are in a similar position, or have been in a similar position, and maybe it's a little inspirational. I don't know. But for me, I'm just doing this. I'm just doing this for me. I'm just doing this so that I can look back and say, wow, that's really what was going on when I started this. That's really like what I thought and what I felt like. Because in the back of my mind, I have this grand idea that this is going to be great. I can feel it. Like, I can feel that this is going to be amazing. And I can't wait to share that with you guys every step of the way. So I hope that you'll like this video and subscribe to my page. Like I said, I'm going to keep doing videos, and then as this hopefully career, grows, I'd like to do some kind of tutorial stuff and everything, but that's all going to come down the line as I learn and be able to share that with other people. So I'll put my information down in the description so you can find my Facebook page. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks for watching.